How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to my Marvel Rivals series with my lovely boyfriend.
Hello.
Mwah. Who I am showing Marvel Rivals character designs for him to analyze from an artistic perspective. Now, he is a comic artist, he's an art teacher, he's got a lot of insight, as anyone who's been listening for the last year has known, because we're actually at about a year since the first episode came out, and we're not done.
I didn't know it was going to take so long.
Well, if you do it more often, it wouldn't take so long.
I didn't know there was going to be so many.
But yeah, I'm going to go through the costumes. I'm going to show them to him. He's going to dissect them from an artistic viewpoint. It's going to be awesome. And last time we did Psylocke. Today we're doing everybody's favorite psychopathic furball, Rocket Raccoon.
He floats.
He floats.
Just because that's what he was missing the whole time was a jetpack.
The ability to fly, yeah.
I think I have kind of a pretty cute little outfit on him, though. It's like kind of partially military space marine, but, you know, in a more loose vest style. And some punky gloves with spikes and stuff. They did a complimentary color scheme because it's kind of orange and blue.
Uh-huh.
With and his fur is brown, which brown you can tone orange or red. It can be like cold brown, warm brown, and to me it feels like a very orangey, reddish, very warm brown. So it fits with the orange color that they already got going and all the yellows and things. I think they just did the red eyes for contrast, but it does make him look a little evil.
The artist I watch who does this from time to time refers to him as Rabies.
As Rabies. Rabies Raccoon.
Yep.
His alternate universe self.
I think his eyes are red in the comics. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's not uncommon. Although usually when they do like that style, they just do flat red, and he has pupils.
Yeah.
In this one. But I've seen red used as like a graphic design shorthand as just a contrast color. Usually for villains, because, you know, red glowing eyes. But sometimes used for kind of anti-hero characters who, like, you know, they don't play by the rules. Red, danger.
Mm-hmm. Well, that describes him.
I like the way that they treated the lighter points, too, because usually raccoons have dark ears. And then, like, they have kind of this, like, it's not really very white. It's more like very brownish cream gray that kind of goes around the mask and muzzle and the ears. They don't only there, just as, like, a way to bring more attention to the face, because lighter values. And, of course, a distinctive raccoon mask. It almost feels like the superhero domino mask.
Oh, yeah, it kind of does.
Just in the way that it's shaped and the way they're drawing it. They also are playing around with shape, too, a little bit. Because, like, you have this animal face. But also, like, they're using the fur on the edges of the face to, like, extend the shape of the face. So he has kind of this big, wide teardrop shape on either side.
Mm-hmm.
So it really makes him have a very wide face, even though his skull structure is very narrow and very realistic. They're using the fur to exaggerate the shape of him to give him more of a cartoon head. Because if you actually pay attention to, like, where the fur is, that's just, like, fur. It's not like they gave him a cartoon bobblehead. But using the shape, they can imply the shape of a cartoon bobblehead while still keeping it more grounded in reality. Because there's not really a lot of tooniness to any of the character designs for the human characters, you know? Like, even Jeff, I think Jeff might be the most cartoonish character, and that's just because he's literally a blob with a shark face.
Yeah.
So, I think this is a nice way to handle that, of giving it more of a stylized, cartoony flair without kind of breaking the conventions of realism that the other heroes have. The gun has got a lot going on to it.
Oh, yeah.
The animation of it breaking. They also have rockets on the gun. Like little thrusters. Is that because the gun's so heavy he can't carry it?
You know, it might be.
And it just like counterbalances the weight of the gun. That makes it sound really funny because he's got this enormous gun and he's just like, so it's so heavy it has a counterbalance.
It's as big as he is.
It's true.
And it fires healing bullets. Yes, he is a healer in this game.
Yeah, you would think he would have been a DPS or something.
He has a short-range minigun on this weapon that deals a boatload of damage, but only at very close range. He's got the healing orbs that he shoots out that slow down when they're next to somebody who's hurt and heal them over time. And he's got a beacon that he can place down that revives somebody if they die within a radius of the beacon. And that goes on a 40-second cooldown or something. I should know the exact number. I think it's 45 seconds. Rocket is my healer main. So I have all of his skins.
I do like the little details of like adding spikes and things like in the chain to give him a more like rough and tough look to him.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's not a lot of real estate on the character design if you really think about it. Because like 90% of it is gun, and the other, like, you know, what? I'm trying to do math now. The other like 5% is Raccoon, so that gives you like 5% of everything else to like, you know, mess around with. But it's really readable. It's like you know, it's like gloves, gun, bodysuit, Raccoon.
Mm-hmm.
The face is like super readable and it's really nice. I don't know if there's a lot to get into it nitty gritty wise because the color palette is really very simple as far as like his costume. I mean, there's some neutral colors with like the silver and there's a little bit of yellow going on in places too. And some of the blues I think on the gun itself and some other places are toned down, like on the jetpack. Like some of the thrusters, instead of silver, they're just like a very pale metallic blue.
Mm.
And there's some hue shifting in the blue too. It's like a little bit brighter or a little bit darker in some places, but not by a lot. I notice he's got little spikies on his shoulders too. Or at least the shoulder with the gun on it. I just realize it's asymmetrical. So that shoulder has spikies on it, but the other shoulder does not.
Mm-hmm.
He has a little canister on the other side, too. For his ammo, I guess. The animated parts on the gun crack me up, though. They're like, like it's barely holding together. It's just like, you just put this with parts together with parts out of the trash, didn't you? And it might explode at any second. Hooray! Alright, I'm excited to see what they were going to do with other costumes for him. It's really nice, the default.
Alright, well, before we get to that, nope, not that one. This one.
Ooh, gamer. Named Rocky. This is kind of fun, even though it went very, like, it makes me think a bit Matrix, because the whole color palette is so neutral. It's just black and white, and then they went with the cyber green.
Mm-hmm.
Also kind of neat how they cut the color, too, because they really just did a bright spot on the chest, and then they just kind of toned down the rest of the outfit. It's a really nice division of the color. Because now it feels like that makes the black and the black contrast stand out a lot more, because the only thing really dark is the eyes and the hair on the top of his head. Did they change his hair slightly for this skin?
Nope.
It was always a mohawk thing?
Yep.
Huh, I just didn't notice as much in the brown, since there was no contrast on it, I guess. There's also a little bit of golds and yellows throughout the outfit, too. They're really, really similar in value to the green, so they blend in really nice, but they give a little bit of variety to things. They don't contrast things, but they give it a little bit of variety, because you can see it throughout the big green piece on the body, and then the chains and other metal pieces are very much desaturated, but the same color as of yellow.
It boggles my mind that you can look at those two colors of yellow and go, that's the same color of yellow, just desaturated. Like, that's marvelous.
Well, I get used to color mixing, and like that yellow, it's like it doesn't have any red in it because I don't see a lot of warmth in it. You know, it's very neutral. So I just feel like if you took that color of yellow and then you made it duller, you would get that shade of kind of bronzy. Well, it's not even bronzy because bronze would be orange.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just this very dull yellow, metallic color. I think the gun has got a couple more divisions of color on it though, because it's got like a silver chunk in the middle, and the end of it, and the ends are green. Whereas I think the whole gun on the base model is pretty much primarily orange.
Yeah.
The whole way.
Well, he's got a little orange in his jetpack.
Hmm. I'm not sure. I think that would have made the orange yellow. I liked the one-noteness of the whole color ensemble. I can kind of see why they would go for it though, because I think towards the back of him, they're trying to make colors go darker. And I think just instead of making it dull yellow, they decided to go more orange instead, but...
Get your tail out of the way, Rocket.
I think maybe also it provides a bit of contrast, because the rockets need to look 3D, as if they're like popped away from his body, and I think that would get a little lost if it was just yellow and flatten things. And that's the thing too, if you harmonize stuff too much, they start to flatten. If you contrast them, they start to pop out. So you contrast the things you want to be popped, and then you harmonize the stuff you don't want to pop out. Yeah, I like the gray. That's a fun recolor. It actually looks good enough. I think it's just a nice skin on its own.
Yeah.
Where like a lot of other recolors, I just feel like, oh, it's a cool color. But like this one just feels like a cool skin.
Anything else to say about this one?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, you know what's not a one-note color scheme that's a cool skin?
Okay, you're going to be worried if you didn't say it was cool. Hey! 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 I thought you said it was a cool skin.
I said that's not a cool skin.
Oh, I didn't miss the word not. You got me all excited.
I'm sorry.
You need to learn to enunciate. Or I need to learn to listen. One of the two.
Clean out your ears.
Oh. Why did you have to do this one next?
Because we're getting the recolors out of the way first.
I was in a good mood. The only thing that's kind of fun is I like how they did the color on the hair and the mohawk. That's actually kind of fun to me. Like he has this,
fades in.
Yeah, it fades in. It's kind of like this punk color. Now I'm thinking they're a bit of cowards here though, because like all the other characters, they would have just colored their hair cyan. I think they could have had a cyan raccoon. Just like he's all purple. He would have been a sparkle dog. So they didn't take the coward's way out. The color divisions on the outfit are pretty decent. I like using the magenta on the knee pads. And the kind of the body armor piece on his chest. Mm-hmm. The cyan is actually blending pretty nicely with the other purples.
Yeah, they're. It looks like they're using it almost exclusively on the blue instead of on the purple.
Yeah, so it's a nice division, but there's no contrast of value. So his whole body is just like the same shade of mid-gray value. You know, it's just like a sheet of, and it looks weird. Which is kind of saying something, because cyan should be a lot lighter than all the other colors, but it doesn't really pop as a contrast enough. It gives them a little bit of a weird glowy look, because everything without the contrast, just make sure it makes it look almost like should be emitting light.
Mm-hmm.
Which is maybe that's what they should have done with these color fits or something, is just made them glowy or something. I don't know. But I really just don't like that they don't have anything to do with contrast. But I will say whoever got this one did really well with what they had. Because I like where the cyan is used quite a lot. I like it on the bottom of the gloves. It looks real pretty, like the colors on the gun look pretty neat and balanced well, I think, with the other purple on the outfit. He might also be helped by the fact that he has a lot of fur color.
Yeah, he's not human pale peach.
Yeah, so it gives it a little bit more that his whole color scheme doesn't get dominated by the flatness of the contrast. So we do have some contrast in his face and his regular markings that is normally lost on the human characters that have this color, because they have, you know, just peachy or tan or, you know, whatever their skin tone is. And since, you know, they changed the hair and the outfit and everything else, there's like literally nowhere else to have any values. Whereas he keeps his face mask and the eye color and the rings on his tail, so he does have some value in his outfit and the lightness of his face. Because if you're kind of looking at it, most of the markings on his face, I think they feel lighter than the cyan on his hair. Like maybe the very tips of the cyan are brighter by like a smidge, maybe, but I think the cyan is still maybe a little darker in value by like a hair.
Mm-hmm. Oh god, I just realized when we get to Storm, you'll see what I'm talking about. But if they do Galactus skin for Storm, she's definitely going to have cyan hair.
And see, I think they should let him play with the color schemes a bit more, because I'm like, you know, for Storm, it might be cool to do like a very pale blue rather than the Galactus cyan.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least maybe since it's such a pivotal character to the whole thing, like maybe she should have an emblem or something, or they get like like a tiny version of the Galactus helmet or something, but in the style of the character it matches. I also like the color fade out on the back of the rockets too. Like it's darker purple and then it goes down to the magenta.
Mm-hmm.
It looks really nice. This is probably one of the best Galactus skins, honestly. It's a really nicely balanced. I still don't think I could fall in love with the color scheme so much, but actually I think I kind of like this one.
Mm.
I do think the values are a little too medium in the middle on the body, but like that's a result of the color palette, you know?
Yeah.
Like I think it would look nicer if there could have been some darker darks or something here and there, like on the lower part of the legs, or maybe like the straps around the chest or the arms. But I really do like what's going on with the belt in the middle, with the darker purple, the metallic cyan, which might be why it's looking a little nicer than usual. It's got this like kind of cool metallic treatment to it. Because it's on the spikies too, which I assume also has some kind of surface treatment.
Uh-huh.
And I think that might make the cyan look a little less flat than it usually does. So I think this is done very well on this one. The blue also looks especially nice as a metal detail in the gun. For like that big spinny thing in the middle with the healing orbs, apparently. Because usually that part's silver. It's like, from this angle, are his teeth clipping in his face in a weird way? Or is that just me? Nope, you moved him. You can't move him. Right there. See what I mean? There's like a double row of teeth.
I think that's just like his gums.
Oh, it's just a shine on his gums.
Yeah.
He has modeling on his gums for each individual little tooth.
Yeah, apparently.
He's so teethy.
If you're gonna do an animal mouth.
I guess. Alrighty.
Alright, now we'll look at the one that I accidentally clicked on.
Okay.
Which is at the end of the list for some reason. This is his. They tried to hide him at Empire State University.
Oh my gosh, what'd they do? Make him the mascot?
He's part of the IT department.
I like how they colored the giant gun as if it was like some kind of Nerf gun. Isn't it pretty much the same colors?
Yeah.
It's orange, green, and blue, just like the colors for all the Nerf Super Soaker type guns that you sell for kids.
Mm-hmm.
I like the really dull bronzy colors they're using too, because like they took a lot of the warmth out of it. And so he's got this like very toned down color palette, which actually makes the brighter colors really pop. Because I was looking at like the main color palette here is a lot of blue, some green, and a little bit of orange.
Mm-hmm.
Or a yellow color, which is reflected in his fur too, because his fur is very yellowy brown. Because remember I was talking about like browns could be warm or cold. Like this is a brown with not a lot of red in it. So it comes out looking a lot duller, yellower. No way he does that. And they don't have a lot of the darks anymore too. They took a lot of the like the black rings are gone, and he has a lighter mask. And they gave him like little bronze glasses and some kind of little curly boyish hair.
He's got a wig on, yeah.
He's like a little schoolboy.
Mind you, Marvel's New York is a pretty weird place. He could have passed for like a mutant or something.
Does he have like a little D20 or something on his hip or what?
Yep.
Amazing.
Probably belongs to some interstellar game and not D&D. But yep, he's got a die on his hip. He's also got some kind of chalice.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out the other stuff for Laura. It's like a little award. His award for sciencing. He also has paper in his cargo pocket on the other side. It's just like kind of stuffed in there.
It's...
I see yellow.
Stuart something? Huh. I don't know.
But then like his tag clips through it otherwise. But maybe it's a pamphlet or something for the school. And then his backpack has like stuff in it too. Which is very hard to see. All this detail. He has a Cthulhu squid head. He also has like a little thing of vitamins on the side. Another magazine. I also just noticed his rockets are like gremlin with bottles turned upside down.
That's fun. I hadn't noticed that either. They're mimics.
And then looks like it starts with letter G. I'm not sure what the text on the red on black is on this backpack.
I don't know either.
But I think they're kind of making an implication that he has a bunch of tabletop gear in his bag. Because he's got the die and the chalice and the weird rockets that are more alchemy than science.
Uh-huh.
Which is like a weird direction to go because he's not a fantasy skin. So it's really kind of funny that they're doing like, oh yeah, he's went to school to do IT and play tabletop games.
Yeah.
Has anyone drawn Rocket DMing based on this skin yet?
No, not that I've seen.
Oh my gosh, fan artists are slacking here. Can you imagine him LARPing? Because he made little rockets out of like alchemy bottles. Oh my gosh. It'd be nice to see more of the stickers and things, but all I can really tell is there's a lot of papers, which fits with the he's running a campaign kind of thing. That's my view anyway, and that's what I choose to believe. It would also explain the backpack in a college setting, because honestly, I didn't use a backpack for college, but I do have a giant, like, backpack made for actual backpacking with all the extra pockets and stuff, and it has all my D&D gear in it. This is already a really fun skin. Also, the way they use greens, I'll point out some color stuff here too, because we have the bottles, but the pants he's wearing is actually an olive green.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a little bit of green in some of the blues too, like the teal tie is a little, we got blue that's a little more greenish. He has some green on his bracelets and watch and stuff. And that's kind of like just using your color palette to harmonize things and keep things cohesive. Because, they didn't just put them in like a neutral pants or a red pants or, yellow or whatever. It's specifically olive green, which is going to have yellow in it already has blue in it already. Very great way to harmonize. The orange does pop quite a lot on this one because it's one of the colors that doesn't harmonize with a whole lot. Because the only other thing that it shares in common is yellow with the greens. And there's not a lot of green in the outfit to begin with. Because it's very blue dominated.
Mm-hmm.
So, that makes it a really nice pop color to give some contrast to things. And I think what's fun is that it shows the contrast things that are normally very inconsequential, like little baubles on the gun. But I think it's just to keep the gun pieces from meshing too much, so it gives some like chunky bits to pop out. Because, especially in a character in motion that's going to be running around on a screen, like all the blues and greens and the gray, dark gray, are just going to mesh flat. But having some of the brighter colors or contrasting colors will cause the pieces of the gun to like pop out again, because you can see like one orange piece is underneath, it's overlapped, and the other orange piece is above, so it gives you a very quick shorthand of the three-dimensional shape of that gun as it's like moving around in space that you can do a quick read on. I'm really amused at how much they took the red out of the whole outfit, though. It's a really, really nice color palette. And I also think, like, taking the red out makes him look more friendly and approachable, so it feels like it's like, oh, it's the little schoolboy! Except he's a raccoon! You imagine going to college and your parents call and they're just like, yeah, I go to school with a raccoon, but my grades are good.
He helped me solve my God, I just stumbled over the joke. I'm just gonna abandon it.
He has a stroke. It's just like, the raccoon helped you what? It's like, he helped me with my math exam. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mom and Dad. I'm a failure. I needed a raccoon to pass college. Oh my goodness. This is really fun though. Also, I like that it's a fun in a different way, but it doesn't break the thing that I like about this theme of the immersion of the characters trying to infiltrate a college campus.
Mm-hmm.
Because to me, like, yeah, this sounds like the perfect, cover for him, because like he's clearly very recognizable.
Mm-hmm.
And just be like, oh no, I'm just gonna hang out with the nerds and play, tabletop role-playing games. That'll really root out the Nazis. It's like, alright, which one of you guys is rolling a fascist character sheet again? It was you! Hydra! Get him! So, and also, like, I feel like if someone told Rocket he had to go infiltrate, he would probably be just doing some jack-all stuff like this anyway.
Yeah.
He'd be like, I have to be here, but I don't have to like it. Anyway, come to my campaign. It's just like, starts at 7 p.m., snacks are not provided, bring your own. Also, the fact that his name tag is handwritten, implying that he probably stole it. And not, like, one given out by the school. I mean, you can handwrite your name tags, but usually if you're enrolled, they give you, like, an official ID. Maybe it's orientation day, I don't know.
Yeah.
And they're just like, they let the raccoon bring a gun to school. But anyhow, I think this one's really fun. I'm actually kind of curious if he has like the same kind of... No, he doesn't have the same jewelry on the other ones. I really like the transparency of the one bracelet on that hand.
Yeah.
It looked really nice.
It's the same material effect as the Magic Y2K skirt.
Yeah, they're like see-through holographic. I think they use it for a few glasses too occasionally.
It's on one of the Squirrel Girl skins too that we'll get to in a few characters.
Yeah. I don't know if I can find anything else on this one. I think it's really just very cute. I like it.
Alright, up next, how about we do his initial shop skin, which is his MCU skin.
How cute. And they gave him eyes.
Yeah, he doesn't have glowing red eyes in the MCU. Cowards.
You know what's kind of throwing me off though is he doesn't have the mohawk anymore.
Yeah.
I kind of got used to it. It's also a bit funny to me that they gave him very much animal paw feet, so whenever time they put boots on him, because he's floating, he looks really weird.
Yeah.
It's like when you put those little boots on dogs, and they're just like, ah!
The new Star Fox characters too.
I like them though.
Oh, I love them. I think the people who are complaining about the Star Fox remake are very silly, but they do have animal feet.
We're gonna get massacred because their designs are very contentious still.
Yeah.
We're on the small end of the pool. That's just like this is cool actually. But also they haven't done anything with Star Fox, and I'm just like I'm so happy to see a visual design where they get to be scrungly, you know, like this. And, like, this is, like, a cleaned-up version of the MCU one a little bit, because, you know, the MCU one is literally just a raccoon face, you know, it's just, like, it's all, like, and you can see his little muzzle wrinkle up, you know, and he's just like, yeah, don't talk to me, you know?
You say that, but we can see his gums, his individually modeled gum teeth.
What, in the film?
No, in this.
Yeah, I'm talking about the film version.
You were saying this was a cleaned-up version of that.
Oh, yeah. I didn't say look at him from the side. But I mean, like, the other one is just, like, a little bit dirtier looking, you know? There's, like, mud and yuck and grime on him. And
Yeah.
And this is, you know, his furs look combed for, you know, crying out loud. But it's really kind of really fun. They always brighten up the MCU outfits just to fit with the style of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But I like the colors on this. It's been a while since I've watched the film, though, because part of me is like trying to think, like, what was his outfit? Because all I remember is
this is from the third one specifically.
Yeah, no, like all I remember is his initial outfit, where he's just literally just in like a gray and brown battle suit kind of thing with pants, you know.
Yeah.
Then now this is when they get like the superhero outfits.
I really should watch Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I hear it's good.
Mm-hmm.
The only MCU films I've watched since Endgame have been the Spider-Man ones.
I'm not caught up with everything, but that's either here or there. I also was looking at the rocket. It's much more mechanical in this design, because like the back sides, you can see a lot of the insides of them, and there's like fins and things on them. Which is kind of funny to say they're more mechanical, but I mean, like, the other ones, they're just kind of like,
They're more stylistically mechanical.
yeah. Or where this one is, like, more like, it's trying to be more literally mechanical. There's this nice repetition of, like, stripes down his side here in the gray kind of, straps there. And the belt. Kind of makes this nice repetition. The red makes some really nice patterns too, because there's this nice loop around the hip, and it goes around the arm too. And then when he's in different poses, the groupings of patches, the big red areas, really make some nice thorough lines. Kind of groups the forms really nicely. Makes them very readable. There's a little bit of yellow too. It's like a little bit of yellow on the belt and the emblem, so it's just like, so it's not one single thing. So a little bit of a lead upwards. He has a very primary color scheme now I'm looking at it, because the gun effects are also very yellow. They separated the gun out in a different way though, because they put a lot of purple and stuff on the back booster, just because I think what they're trying to show is like it's really been heated up, and you know how metal will get that oxidation on it.
Yeah.
But I think it's also just so they could like change the guns color groupings a little bit, because if they did silver like they did for all the other ones, it would just pop out more, but using the color gives it some contrast, but it's darker in value. So all the values on the back of the gun are dark, and then the front of the gun is like the light area. And even the front of it has a little bit of that oxidation too on the very end once he's done fixing it. So it's like the purple and then a yellow stripe.
Yeah.
So this one has a lot of like wear and tear and elements to it. It has a little bit of blue and so on. I just noticed that the yellow parts in the gun turn blue when it breaks. That's kind of a neat effect. See?
Oh, yeah.
And then when it's powered on again, they all turn back to yellow. So I was thinking, I thought I saw some blue sections in the inner part of the gun too, but it must have been from the breaking animation. That's pretty cool. But yeah, this would be pretty much they're sticking in the primary color scheme, and I want to say that even the red isn't very like, or the blues, like they're not really playing around with the color that much. Like it's not like it's a red orange that much. There's a little bit of hue shifting, but like the blue is pretty much blue, and the red's red, and the yellow's yellow.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the other neutrals are just subtle shifts of those three colors. So I see like a little bit of cool grays in like the gloves and some of the boots and silver treatments. But I also see some warmer light grays in like the gun, because there's kind of like this yellowish gray in the inside of it. So it's really like they're doing a little bit of subtle color choices. Because it looks like the gun's like primarily neutral until you like start to really look into it, and then you're seeing like, oh, there is some yellows, but the yellow is like in the intake parts, and it's just really, really pale. Or they have like a golden trim. And that's another thing too. You can think about color, like the gold part of that gun. Like that's the color yellow, but you can think of metallics as a texture treatment rather than a color in and of itself. So I think that gives you better control of harmonizing your color palette a bit. Is just going like, oh yeah, okay, so it's going to be, if I'm going to use gold, quotation marks, that means I'm using yellow, and I can tint that yellow to be more warm, like a warm gold, or I can tint it the other way, and it could be a yellow, or a kind of a, what they call yellow gold or green kind of tinted gold. You know, it's more greenish. And if I do that, I need to do some other things in my color palette to make it feel harmonious with the whole picture. I'm kind of wondering, I always think it's kind of funny to just give him regular raccoon eyes, because I think that's kind of fun, in my opinion. So I kind of wonder what his base outfit would look like if he didn't have the cartoon, you know, comic book red eyes.
Modders, get on it.
I like both though, so I'm not really sure which is better or worse, but to me there's just something funny about like, yes, let's make a scrungly, hyper intelligent raccoon with the complex, you know. So it's just like to make that more believable and just have him have just normal raccoon eyes, because I don't know, raccoons are kind of weird. They have little hands.
Little people hands.
Yeah. So it's just like, yes, give them human intelligence. That's a great idea. They're already breaking into our houses as it is, and our trash and everything else they can get into.
He's got little streaks of pink in his hair as color adjustments.
I like those flyaways. Yeah, I always think it's kind of cool stylistic effect they add to things to give it more of an illustrative look. Because in illustration, you can just add like these little tiny flyaways of color. But they make them so thin so that they don't overwhelm or take notice, you know, because like you have to actually look for them most of the time. But in the grander scheme of things, they just blend in. But it's kind of the same idea as what they're doing with all the color shifting. Like the stripe on the bottom of the pants is like almost purple. See from the side? Really desaturated in purple.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you get like to the top, it's like turned orange. And it's just like all those little subtle color shifts that makes it look like an illustration. Which is a really nice style. I hope we see more stuff like that in in a lot of the 3D games. Which we are starting to see more stylistic approaches, but I'm thinking we could take it farther. We've been too long contained in the hyper-realistic for major studios. All the indies are like just, you know, blowing it out of the water. They just need the crew to do the 3D, you know?
Uh-huh.
Because 3D is a bit more intensive and takes more time and effort and things. Just because the logistics of building the model, designing, you know, drawing the model, or drawing the idea for the model on paper, right? Then making the model, then, you know, coloring the model, doing the effects for the model, animating the model, coding the model. You know, by the time you get through all those steps, you know, versus where it's like more of the 2D approach of video games, where it's just like draw the character, then draw the 2 sprite for the character, draw alternate sprites for the character, code the character. It's still very intensive, but there are like a certain point where you can kind of condense your steps, because you can be like, okay, the character only needs these animations. Because like some of the early sprites for games were very limited because of color palette and memory. I mean, yeah, I like this one. I guess I didn't really comment on it though, but I just realized there's also a little bit of lighter colors too, like the rockets are very light white. Of course, they didn't have rockets in the MCU that I remember, so.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a Marvel Rivals flair.
Mm-hmm. But it makes sense they would go light because he already has a lot of dark colors in his fur anyway, so it's just a nice way to balance the whole range of values.
It really fits well with the outfit too.
Yeah. It's really nice to pair just like a white color with an already colorful outfit, because, you know, you don't need to add more color because it already has plenty of it. So just to put a nice flat, you know, neutral color, whether it's black or white, it just feels nice. And the white being lighter just feels nice too. It's like a nice place to rest your eye. After so much color. Ah.
Alright, well, is that everything you have to say about him?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, who next? How about Thieves Guild Rocket?
Is this the Space Pirate one?
Nope, this is, he temporarily joined Gambit's Thieves Guild.
Oh my gosh. That's too bad, because this would have been really cool to match with some of the Space Pirate themes. Did he just join Gambit's guild because they had swag?
It was for some heist or other in the plot. This is a plot skin.
Oh my gosh, and they're just like, Rocket, we need to get you some swag. But it's really, really cute. It's kind of funny that they did the headpiece, and what they did for his ears was he just literally tore the fabric open.
Yeah.
For the hood he's wearing. Like, no, don't adjust the hood or add any pieces. Just tear holes through it, you animal.
They had an outfit in his size, but that didn't have ear holes.
And then let's see, we got red and blue. I like how they're using the shirt almost to look like a chest open look, even though it's not.
Yeah.
Because of the light color of it. And it's almost the same color of beige as his other light points. I guess I didn't want to get the furries too excited. I like the skull-shaped knee pads, though. And that they kind of extend the fabric of down through his foot. So that the bands on his feet that are normally there are now holding something down. I think what they do with the color here, because we have like we have blue, and then it gets really dark and purpley on the bottom half of the outfit. But then there's this like really pop of like green.
Green?
Yeah, there's some green right here, and there's green, a lot of green in the gun.
Oh, right. Teal is a kind of green.
It's a green. It's a teal green. But that's not blue. This to me is very firmly green.
Heiko is pointing at the little vials on Rocket's belt.
Yeah, see, they're bright green.
I think that's a blue.
Sea green, maybe.
I guess it is sea foam.
Yeah, so shut up. Anyhow, so, they're matching that with a lot of the color on the guns. The gun got a lot of, like, very blue-green color in it. It's just really desaturated. I just noticed that the little pieces get crooked, too, on the gun.
Mm-hmm.
When it breaks. That's fun. It's got a little bit of the filigree on it, too. Like, they really were like, Rocket, let us swag you out.
It's on his rockets, too.
Mm-hmm. They really desaturated it for the rockets, though. Like, they're very low in saturation. Whereas at least, like, on the gun, especially on the front of it, there's a lot of brightness. But I think towards the back of the gun, it gets a little more desaturated, like little boosters and things. This is a really fun skin. It's when his tail gets in the way of a lot of the viewpoints. It's like, oh, what's good? Tail.
Yeah.
I like the little pouch. This one's kind of like really going into like this fantasy steampunk look. Because of the goggles, especially.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, the little bit of filigree feels a little bit Art Nouveau styled. It's not all the way there, because there's, like, some angular stuff going on, too. Like, some of the silver decals and things. Does he have, like, claws on his open hand that are extra long, like metal?
Move your hand, Rocket. Yes.
That's such a silly detail, because when are you going to see it? Does he have an emote that could show his hand better?
No.
Oh, he doesn't have any? That's too bad.
What emotes does he have?
Like, they're throwing their, like, his hands out there, I think. See?
Fair enough. But yeah, he does have claws on his hand.
And now he's doing a little sea shanty. What do we do with the drunken sailor?
Whoops, don't want to show you that yet.
Not yet. He transformed into Venom.
Shh, you weren't supposed to see that yet.
Yeah, not my fault. I'm not the operator here. He also has like a leather pauldron and like a little gold emblem too. But the way they're treating some of the leather, it's like a slightly shiny, almost. But almost everything is really satiny on this outfit, or metallic. There's not really a lot of neutral colors. Or not colors, but neutral textures. But it looks really decadent that way. Like it's nice and shiny. I guess there's a little bit in the cloth treatment, but I feel like the red cloth is like shiny. Like you can see it shining on the end of the part that's there where it's got like a little bit of a satiny shine to it.
Yeah.
And then I think that just the sash around his waist is the only one that doesn't look like it has a lot of satin shine to it. And like the kind of asymmetrical crossbody belt. Yeah, it's just like mixing up a little bit of designs. Like it's kind of piratey, it's kind of decadent, it's kind of fantasy, it's kind of steampunk. But it's really fun. I like how they're playing around with like repetition of line and stuff too in a few areas. Like the little things that hang off his feet here that kind of just pop off the sides. The fingers are really great, but they kind of crack me up because almost all of his posing doesn't really support the long claws.
Yeah.
But it is a sick as hell design idea, so we'll allow it. I also just like the use of green because it kind of wraps around because it have like a very dull green in the sash to the bright vials, and then the gun is the next thing that has a ton of green in it. So they're kind of like these zones that kind of, at least to me, kind of try to lead you along the thorough line of his body. Even when he is posed with the gun, too, because it's kind of like grouping stuff together in a way. At least, that's my opinion, man. Otherwise, most of the outfit is in red or yellow or blue. The brown is a little purpley, but I think that's just to put some blue in it. And if you add, since brown is red desaturated, if you add blue to it, it's going to come out a little purpley. I like how they're really committed to the mohawk thing, though, because even with the hood down, they just, like, mash a bunch of hair underneath of him.
Yeah.
I'm always surprised, though, how often they're messing with his fur color, though. Because, like, he's gray again.
Yeah, I guess they wanted to make the skins even more visually distinct.
Yeah, I mean, it looks nice, and it makes it easy to harmonize their color palettes, but I also kind of miss the dark striping sometimes.
Yeah.
Because the value, they tend to, like, really drop the value and just let him be more dusty colored. He's just going to be somewhere in Dune, somewhere, you know, like, the spice. Yeah, this was really nice. I like the combinations of reds, greens, yellows, blues.
Let's see, what next? How about, well, he was already a monster creature, but they gave him a giant panda outfit for the Monster Kingdom line.
Jeez. What did they do to him? I can't believe they made him a marketable plush. They did this weird... This is... there's layers to this.
Yeah, he's wearing a lot of them.
Because his fur is red. And it's kind of like they made him into a red panda.
Yep.
Which I think... I'm trying to remember if I'm right or wrong, but I want to say there's an alternate name for red pandas that are related to raccoons. Because there's like a lot of similar mammals sometimes, and they get grouped together. But in any case, it's definitely doing some red panda vibes, dressed up as a giant panda for some reason, who is also a raccoon. And so he's wearing the skin of this giant panda, and then it's zipped up, and then he has a pair of overalls on top of that. He must be sweltering.
Oh yeah. Fur on layers.
And then he put fur boots over the overalls.
He wanted the beans.
I guess. And then he has little panda rockets. And his side sash is some kind of panda thing. With...
Fireworks.
Oh, is it fireworks?
Yep.
And then it has like a little paw panda thingy on the overalls, which implies that there should have been a second one, but it fell off. Or he added it to the overalls, I don't know.
The really weird thing about the overalls is that the other side, his left, has a flap which should go up, which means that his overalls are lopsided. They're designed asymmetrical.
On the back?
No, on the front. Right here.
I was thinking like this is the side that should have another strap, but the strap's missing.
Yeah, it doesn't. If you flip this flap back up so that it isn't falling over, it goes up here. Which means that his overalls are lopsided.
Oh, that's the straps for his rockets.
Yeah. Do you see what I'm talking about?
Does this strap go to an overall? Because it's just an open backed overall.
It goes to his rocket.
So this is like a pair of overalls that are actually coveralls. So they're more like the ones that some people wear to work, where they don't cover the back, they just cover the front and the legs.
Uh-huh.
And he only has one strap to hold them on with, I guess. I don't know.
He would have a second one But it would be shorter because this would flip up.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a weirdly designed piece of clothing.
Yeah, I was just trying to figure it out. And then I'm thinking that, and then the gun is just colored. I'm just thinking there's a missed opportunity to make the gun look like bamboo.
I think that was the idea. What color is bamboo?
Green and yellow, but I mean, like, it would have been funnier to me if they would have...
Oh, like a texture treatment?
Yeah, textured it so that it looked like the ribbing of a piece of bamboo. At least for the side pieces of the gun, you know?
Yeah.
I don't like this skin. I know I just spent a long time trying to figure it out, but is the monster part the fact that he's a furry dressing as a furry to a furry convention? Because that's kind of what he looks like he's doing.
Oh, I guess it's not part of the Monster Kingdom skin set. It's part of Animal Party. So I guess the one mini pass this came out of was all themed for its own theme set, which is Chinese Animal Party. So I guess, I don't know. It's a weird one.
Yeah, they basically were saying, like, I'm not a raccoon. Definitely not a red panda. I'm a giant panda is what the text thing seemed to go like. As if he didn't have enough of an inferiority complex. I wish they kind of would have stuck with the red panda thing, though, because red pandas are cute. I think they could have done the, aggressive rocket thing of, like, red panda, don't you dare call me cute, and just have, like, this punk rock red panda.
Yeah.
Instead of a raccoon.
Well, they did the red panda thing with the other skin in this set, which we'll get to in a couple of characters.
Oh. Or just not use Rocket for this set.
I know, right?
Since he's already an animal. I mean, and also, like, as far as, like, giant panda designs, like, they love the giant panda. Like, they've put so much work into, like, the animal and so on. So, like, this just feels lackluster. It doesn't even feel fun to me.
Yeah.
And not even in, like, a funny, goofy design, because I feel like I'm not sure what he's supposed to be doing, even. Because you're saying, like, he's carrying fireworks on the side. Because, like, the overalls, to me, say a painter. And then the treatment of the whole costume says furry crafter, you know?
Yeah.
Which is even more confusing because he's already an animal. And, like, I know we like to dress up animals in clothes, but I just can't imagine an animal being like, ah, yes, I would like to wear a marketable plush cutesy thing and still feel like a badass, like, hello.
Oh my god, the muzzle of the panda suit has jiggle physics.
Yeah, like, it's... And, like, I don't know, if they're gonna go that direction, why not go full mascot? You know, like, you can't see his head and it's just like a goofy bobblehead giant panda head, you know?
They did that with Star-Lord's Nutcracker skin.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it could be worse. It's just, it does not spark joy for me.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
I'm not sure how I feel about the pink elements, too, because, like, they feel a bit weird.
How do the pink toe beans fit into the rest of this design?
And, like, this is what I don't like the most, is that the pink on the paw that holding on his overalls is a different pink than the one from the paw pads and the zipper closure. Like, could they not harmonize all those pinks to be the more orangey pink, so it mix with the orange color of his fur and the yellow of the greens and things? But no, it's like a very magenta pink. And I'm like, I don't like it. And I don't think giant pandas have pink paws.
Nope.
I would have known about that by now. But yeah. This is also one where, like, the shape of things don't feel very satisfying either. Because, like, the back kind of looks okay, but there's so much in the front going on that doesn't feel great. Like, even the blue white with the cream warm wipe of their overalls, it doesn't feel good. And it's like, it seems like they wanted the overalls so they could make one big body shape for Rocket and not have to like divide the body again with the way the body is normally divided on a panda. Because usually they're like the whole back half is and the legs are dark.
Uh-huh.
And it's just like, why cream and then, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
It's just like color-wise, shape-wise, and a lot of theme-wise, it's just very much a very miss. I wish it had hit in one area, because I feel like there's like a cool idea to explore here, but this feels like the second or third iteration you try and you go like, yeah, let's keep going because this isn't it.
Yeah. I mean, I think the gun looks cool.
Yeah, but they didn't really change the gun except for the colors, honestly.
Well, I mean, the gun coloration looks cool.
Oh, okay, because I was just like, they didn't change much, it's just the colors. You can't break it if you didn't break it.
Alright, anything else to say about this one?
No.
Alright, I'm going to mute the mic for just a sec. Okay. Onwards from this monstrosity. Let's see. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 skins left. Let's go with Marvel 1872 Bounty Hunter Rocket.
Now there's a color palette. Very, very warm. Lots of orange, red, yellow, desaturated red and yellow. And I like that they're using a little bit of cool colors for contrast. Because like his little waistcoat along the middle is a very cold dark gray. He has like grenades for his rockets, the spikes on them.
Yep.
And a little
With
pressure valve and pressure gauge on the back. Keep going. There's a pressure gauge in the middle of the...
Oh, yeah.
Also, the values are back. They let him have his dark stripes. Oh, he has little spurs on the back of his feet, too.
That he's got to be very careful about stepping down on.
Yeah, they're not really on the right part of his foot for a raccoon, but, you know, he can fly around, so maybe... Although he kind of walks on the little paw part of the spur.
True.
But normally on a human it'd be on the back of the heel or stick off the back of the heel a little bit. But they are very cool. He has little bullets for his gear on the side. Hey, they changed the gun design too. It can be done.
Yep.
This time that's like they simplified things a lot and added some spikies. And instead of the vibrating like charger thing on the top, it's gone and it's just 2 little plugs instead. With the orange and yellow. What's the middle look like? Oh, it's a Gatling gun.
Yep. with a sight on it.
That's really fun. I really like how red they went with their orange too. It's very vibrant and a lot of saturation to it. And it really pops because the rest of the outfit is very gray. But it has a lot of range in it. Because there's like the underside of the hat's light in value. The inside is dark, and then it has the goggles where it like pops some of the gold and stuff, a little more saturated colors. You're gonna have to get him to drop the gun because I can't see the rest of his outfit.
My bad.
Put the gun down. The emblem in the middle of his chest, it's really big, but it's a very bright yellow. But not yellow is like lighter in value than the oranges are, so it's value wise it's a lot lighter. And it's kind of surrounded by like a pinkish gold, peach, pale, very pale. And like most of the outfit is just really either light or pale, which really makes the fur color pop. I like it a lot. And because you have these really warm color palettes, like they're doing a lot of balancing of warm versus cold.
Mm-hmm.
So they're doing like a little bit cooler with like this kind of medium gray, and then they're gonna go really warm with the kind of leathery patches on his shoulder that are kind of like a peach, but really, really dark and gray. But it is more saturated in comparison to the grays around it. And then you go gold. I just realized he doesn't have actually full sleeves, he just has open elbows. Light colored buttons, a light colored shirt, dark waistcoat. And then I like how they did the knees pads as like a lot warmer so that the clothing feels cold in comparison. And that's still a pretty warm gray because it's kind of warm on the hat too, but it feels cold in comparison to how bright and vibrant the fur is. Oh, and his spats are a lighter color too. That's the things on his feet. I like how they didn't give him shoes either, which is just like, you know, he's animal and he floats. Give him little spurs. I would love it if he walks around and he goes ting, 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 ting. Yeah, they like this one a lot. It's really cool. And I like the little details in the way things are drawn or modeled, like the rockets, to make them feel a little more old-fashioned. Because they're like these like pressure gauge with like little rubber tubing and a flame coming out of it like a grenade and spikes because he's dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And the pressure gauge, and but it still feels pretty futuristic too, so kind of steampunky. What was the blurb on this one?
Hey, Groot, you think cranking up our bounty to the max, turning ourselves in for the reward, and then breaking out would make an easier payday than chasing fugitives all day? You may recall the, like, Autumn Groot from way back when we did the Groot episode. That's the companion to this.
Yeah, I like the sight too, being like the only really, one of the very few bright orange pieces on the whole gun. He really has to fix that gun. It's breaking down all the time. I wonder if this actually spins when you use them in battle.
I don't know. You don't see him from an angle that lets you see it.
Then probably not.
I suppose you could go into the match viewer and follow a rocket and watch as he fires his weapon and see what happens.
There's not an emote or anything.
No.
Dang, they don't have an emote for mowing people down. I see how it is. Alrighty.
Alright, so up next, there are 3 costumes left. Let's go with his winter costume.
That's fun.
His, it's technically a Christmas skin because his beacon turns into a present.
Look at the little Santa hat on when you see him bob around. And it has physics.
Jiggle physics on the Santa hat. Truly peak gaming technology.
I really like the spikes of like those are ice grip spikes for climbing and stuff.
Oh yeah, I had never looked at his feet in this.
You didn't? They're full of claws. But you know, it's the kind of thing you would wear in a very icy environment. Snow boot kind of thing. I really like the concentration of a lot of the red in the top of the outfit with the stripe on it. Because it makes the whole outfit feel light. It's also got a much better choice of cream with blue white. Because there are different shades of white, quite a lot actually, because they really toned out his fur color to white too in a lot of spots, like his tail. So we have like this very cream colored boot, very yellow. Then we have very white pants, and then its fur color is like a very pale brown. But the thing is, they are using, to me this is what I think is kind of cool, is that they're using the white with the cream color on it in areas of the suit that are usually more plastic or vinyl. So like the elbow pads and the boots, which if you keep white stuff like that, they can sometimes get yellowed because either of the dirt or grime or UV, because plastics tend to yellow under UV light. So I really like that it kind of invokes more of the idea of the material. And it does a lot better than the panda outfit on the contrasting whites.
Yeah.
And since his fur color already has a lot of cream in it, it also doesn't feel like it's a eyesore with the bright winter white of the rest of his outfit. I also like the really big collar. Feels cozy.
Yeah.
The cyan blue is a nice focal color too, because they're only really using it for the goggles with this kind of cool outline and the gun, which the gun's custom on this one, I think.
Yep.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
Oh, he's got a little Santa sticker on it.
I like how there's like a port on the side that looks like it's kind of part way open. Like,
oh my god, it's got Santa and a sleigh in there. Hang on.
oh, like
Or it's got like balls or presents or something.
in the capsule thingy.
Yeah.
That's cool. You can't see that from the back? I guess his angle is just weird enough. He has a holographic sight, though. That's a star.
Yeah.
I can see them jiggling around in there, but I'm trying to figure out if they're like plushies or presents or capsules or what. It's hard to see from the angles he's at.
Yeah.
Maybe you should see if there's an emote.
There isn't. I've looked. There isn't an emote where he inspects the gun.
Or just puts them in a different position that's different than these ones.
We won't be able to zoom in on the emote either.
Oh. I also noticed that the rockets have little fins on them. And they're like more like, oh gosh, what's the shape for this? They remind me of the ones that are actually on like airplanes.
Mm.
Or
He's
like,
got a little holographic emblem on the back of his rocket apparatus too.
neat.
Yeah, I don't know the term for that type of foil.
Yeah, or like curved like that.
Yeah.
But it does remind me of like more of a older like airplane, small plane type engine, because it has like the funnel point at the top, and the other ones haven't had that.
Yep.
And the gun's got like a lot more of a mix of black and red and silver. You're turning away from the gun.
Oh, right. Sorry, the gun. I was still looking at the rockets.
Oh man, we shook the gun there for a second. There's a really good view from the backside, or the middle backside of the inside of the capsule. Not from that far, but like right there. They're multicolored. I just trying to figure out what they are. Maybe they're Christmas ornaments?
Could be, yeah.
It's really a shame you can't get a better look at it.
Oh yeah, they are Christmas ornaments.
Hey, finally. We figured it out.
That's fun.
But like the little supporting rockets are now these little hydraulic thingies with little tiny little pilot flames out of them. And they have little caps too, implying that the caps could close when the gun's not in use. It still breaks down though. This one's really fun, and I like the way they did the colors.
I was so happy when Like, I picked up Rocket after the skin left the shop because it was a Christmas skin. And when it came to summertime, they brought it back, and I immediately snapped it up.
Yeah, Christmas in July. Man, I don't know if anyone else remembers this. Do you know that, like, one of the cable television channels went so hard on the Christmas in July bit that they actually started playing Christmas movies in July? And I was just like, okay, what is wrong with you? Christmas in July was supposed to be like, oh, we're having sales like Christmas, but it's not Christmas. Like, you've taken it too far. All right, we're just trying to relax at the beach. So please stop. I don't know if anyone else remembers that, but I remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Yeah, I still kind of wonder, like, if they could have kept his original colors, you know, with the brown. I think it still would have worked.
Yeah.
I am gonna say, like, I kind of wish they weren't so allergic to just keeping his regular coat color. Just because the idea of a raccoon in a different outfit just sounds really funny to me, and I think they're using the fur a little too much.
Oh, wait till you see his fur color in the next one, which has recolors.
Oh, no. All right.
Oh, is that all you want to say about Wild Winter here?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. First legendary.
He went on vacation.
Yep, this is another plot skin.
His jetpacks are fish tanks.
Yep.
The poor fish. They look traumatized. The way the water moves around with him is very funny.
Yep. His gun's got rubber duckies in it.
There's a sticker on the gun on the other side. But it's behind the part that breaks.
That's Groot.
Aw, cute. It does kind of have some vines growing around it, too. I like actually what they did with the shirt, because they did the kind of Hawaiian style shirt, but they didn't go for the typical, like, floral print, and it has, like, a weight and to it and a fit to it that makes it feel like that really light summery fabric.
Uh-huh.
He has ducky grenades.
Yep.
That's kind of messed up. They also gave him little sandals for some reason, which is also kind of funny. He must be wearing a child's size.
Yeah.
It is kind of funny that his base thing is floating, because I know in game he like walks around a lot. This one at least they left the dark part of his mask, but they did take all the black rings off his tail.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have the red eyes anymore. At least I now kind of know what he would look like without him, though, and I think he actually looks pretty good.
He's still got the mohawk, though.
Without the red glowing eyes. Well, the hat has a turtle on it.
That is a creature called Amazing Baby, and it's some X-Men thing, and I don't know anything about it.
Oh, I thought it was a turtle. His amazingly head vacant, no thoughts.
Yeah.
I thought it was supposed to be the actual creature, because the way they've modeled it and made it move, it's like completely stationary.
Yeah, that's the big complaint people have about this skin, is how they modeled Amazing Baby and animated it, in that they didn't.
Yeah, because it makes it look like he has a replica or a plushie on his head. And I'm like, they could have just gave it like a little bit of like the movement physics, and then had on top of it just a little bit of the head slowly looking around, and just repeat that animation every, 2 to 4 ticks.
Yep. Instead, they put physics on his jaw, and that's it.
His head moves around too. But not a lot. But it's kind of just like blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
I like the colors here too, though, because they have a lot of cyan and teal just in the gun and a few little accents. So it really goes nice with the tropical water theme. And then they left the rest of them pretty new, either a little bit neutral, but it's very warm, so there's a lot of yellows. Like his whole outfit is primarily yellow, except for the shirt, which is a little bit red, essentially.
Uh-huh.
And then he's got a little bit of purple. I just realized, though, he has, like, purple fur.
Does he?
On
oh, yeah,
his
he
legs
does.
instead of pants. And I'm like...
That is a little odd. It matches the color on his tail, though.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what the fur is doing underneath there. Because, like, what you would normally expect to see is dark on the outside of the thighs and then light on the inside of the thighs. But this is just a whole-on stripe. I'm almost looking at it because I know they don't usually model that part of the leg. And I'm like, did they do this on purpose to have a little bit less contrast with the yellows? Or did they just, like, forget and then just, like, defaulted the color and they were just like, looks good enough? But someone had to have modeled all the leg fluff because the way it fluffs up at the calves and stuff.
Weird.
That feels weird because, like, it makes sense to do the cartoon stripes on the tail. It feels really weird on the legs. That's just not how animals have their legs colored. Like, the sides should be brown.
Whoops.
Oh yeah, I guess the amazing baby is animated there. So yeah, it's not supposed to be a lifeless bobblehead. Maybe he tranquilized it, I don't know. Or it's still just stunned, absolutely flabbergasted from that lead up on the water ski. Yeah, I don't know if I like the purple, because like I think my mind glossed over it for a bit because I was too busy looking at the length of the shorts, and the shorts are almost long enough to cover them. Because it depends on what angle you look at them at. If you're at the front angle, you don't see it quite as much, but yeah. I don't like that. And I think they could have just went with the desaturated brown the rest of his legs are.
Yeah, it is a weird choice.
But I like everything else going on. Is this the one that has the recolors? I remember last time they were like purple flowers and then they recolored everything.
Yeah, it is. This is the one that has recolors. Do you want to swap to those now, or do you have more to say about his base look?
I think we can swap to it now. So I really like the all yellow, so I'm kind of curious how they're gonna handle that in the recolors. Oh man, that's very different. Again! I remember I was asking if they had animations for the recolors and the VIPs. I just realized the intro has a recolor. You didn't think the VIPs would have recolors. But in any case, oh my gosh, why did they change his fur color so much?
I did actually see that Jeff's latest legendary that has recolors, the MVP does have the recolor you choose in it. So I was wrong.
Because he's almost violet. Like a red violet all the way through. I don't like it that much.
Raspberry flavored raccoon.
Pretty much. This is like, this is someone's persona. Like everything is like brightly colored animal. And there's nothing wrong with that, I guess.
It's to show predators that he's poisonous.
They even put white stripes in the hair, too, on the mohawk, which feels weird, too.
Toothpaste.
Pretty much. He doesn't have the weird light... I guess he does, but it's not as weird looking because it's matching with the raspberry color and not contrasting with it like on the other one.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe it was supposed to be like a purple shadow and there's just like a layer missing? And then it was displayed as opaque instead? You know, like, because you can do masking. So you make I think they're called UV maps, if I remember right. Where it's like, this layer decides where the shadows of the model are. So when you apply it to it, it'll have basically like fake lighting. So the engine isn't literally lighting the whole model by hand. So, you know, like under the chin is going to be darker, and under like the hat is darker. And then they'll make different maps for things that are going to change lighting. This is just too red all over, honestly. And the contrast feels really harsh on the face, especially because the face is very cold white. Which normally they were harmonizing the white portions of his face. You know, it's usually like a cream color in the same brown as his regular fur. So now you can see what it looks like when the colors don't match hues. They also gave him yellow eyes.
The sclera are yellow, but the pupils are orange.
Because the other one is just kind of normal.
Yeah.
Must be hitting the space drugs. There's, I think, oh, is the baby the design on the shirt? Because I thought it was supposed to be a ducky, but it has no bill.
No, I think that's a duck.
Why does the duck look weird? You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on there either. And then, because he has so much red, they changed his accents to silver, but this is really a mustard yellow, especially on the gun. I don't know. This is like one of those color schemes that I think this one they need to rely more on the neutrals, because this kind of reminds me of the color scheme you would pick for like a cyber punk setting or something, where things are supposed to feel a little unnatural and vibrant, you know, because everything's all neon future. But for a tropical themed outfit, like, I'm just not getting any of that.
Yeah.
And there's like a mix of orange in some places too, like the little flower on the gun and the very tips of the flower on his hat, but it's not really well represented. And a lot of this is just straight up pink and purple and red with some yellow, but the yellow is really mustardy for some reason.
Excuse me. 1 second to sneeze. All right, sorry about that. All right, anything else to say about the raspberry raccoon?
When I try to look at like when I don't like it, I try to like identify more about what went wrong.
Uh-huh.
Oops. And one of the things like I really don't like is that the shirt, even though parts of the top of the shirt are a little bit more orange, it really matches too much with the fur color. And it feels kind of blah, and the white doesn't harmonize at all. And so, like, there's just a lot of competing elements that just don't seem to mesh well, and they're not balanced in a appealing way either. I think the only thing that's actually kind of nice is that the shorts are still very a nice color, and that fits pretty well with what's already there, because it's just like a nice yellow cream with a little bit of warmth to it. That goes with the reds.
Uh-huh.
And, like, they made the bottom of his feet, too, also that cold white. I'm not sure why there's so much of this cold white versus raspberry color.
It is very toothpastey, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think also for, like, a character that's supposed to be just an animal, and not, like, he's not an alien animal, he's just supposed to be an earth raccoon, right?
Uh-huh.
And, like, yeah, have some fun with the fur design sometimes, but there's just no harmony or
I think he is an alien. I'm not sure.
I think he's explicitly, like, I mean, he's modified, but he's explicitly a earth raccoon that's been modified. But there might be a different origin for him, too.
I think in the comics he's an alien, and in the MCU he's an earth raccoon.
But in any case, I think the only nice contrast is maybe the silver jewelry, but I really like the warm jewelry and the base color a lot more. But yeah, I was like, how do we know how you fix this? Because I feel like browns, just making him brown again with the beige and tan color would be a lot more harmonizing. And maybe bring some more of the oranges in, because there's kind of a orange duck thing on his shirt. We still don't know what it is. But like maybe, because I like the tropical orange look. I think that could have been really, really something to go for. There's even a little bit of purples and blues in this outfit, and I'm just like, it's a weird choice for the theme. I think it could work on a different outfit, but it's not balanced on this one, and I don't like it. Alright, I think I'm ready to move on, I think.
Well,
I'm not, but I will.
You've seen Raspberry Raccoon. How about Blue Raspberry Raccoon?
Oh my gosh. Well, at least the color's more balanced. You really like this animatic, huh?
I just want to get the HUD off the screen.
I'll teach you for wanting things. The only thing I would say though is I think maybe it's too harmonized. So it has like kind of the opposite problem the other one. Because like the teal blue shorts and the blue are the same value. There's a little bit of cream contrast on the edge of the shorts.
Those shorts are green. I disagree with you.
Seafoam green. But they are like very close in the color wheel to the blue that's there. Like It's just, they're neighbors and the same value. So when I'm saying that something is too harmonized, the yellow pops really well on this outfit, and it kind of creates this nice band across the middle. But then we hit the purple again, and the purple is it's a little warm in comparison to the other colors, but I still feel like it's a very blue-violet in general. There's like a little bit of pink and a little bit of lightness to it.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not saying like that they should go all the way to red-violet or anything, but I feel like the yellow might have been a nice contrast for a lot of the stuff in this outfit. So what if they did like yellow and orange with the blue fur? I think that could have been a really nice contrast for the clothing, because for him, to make him not look a little naked, I think the clothing has to have a little contrast to it, just a little. Otherwise, it looks like it's part of his body more than a part of what he's wearing. The blue flowers almost disappear too because of his coat color. Again, if they had been orange.
Yep.
The hat's actually pretty nice though. It's a nice color contrast to the blue and it sticks out. The yellows stick out. I just don't think the seafoam green or the purple sticks out. The purple is at least different enough that I think it's okay, but the shorts are really throwing me off just because of how similar in value it is. I think cream, if they just left them cream on this outfit, would have been really the best choice. And maybe keep the gold accents to the jewelry, because again, a lot of cool colors. There's actually really not a lot of warmth overall, except for the hat, which is like this giant beacon of warm. And the only thing pink, I think. Is that right?
The inside of his shirt is pink.
Yeah, a little bit. That's about it, though, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this one's a lot better than the other recolor, but I think there's a few points that could have been better. Like the fish tank things are entirely steel blue and blue. It's blue. There's so much blue. Baba-dee, baba-die. Baba-dee, baba-die. Baba-dee, baba-die. So, yeah. And like I said, like this is one where I kind of want to like that it's changed the fur color, but I think when they do, they should really think about, does it harmonize with all the other colors? But I think the raspberry one does it worse, just because the colors are all, especially I think it's the white of the face I hate on the raspberry one. This one, at least the white is a cool white, so we have cold blue. they mesh a lot better. And it's not like this weird outline beacon that I keep seeing on his face. Instead, it's a more integrated color-wise. Anything else to say on these ones, though? Eva gun? Nah. I think all the teal blues really loses a lot of the contrast with the water elements in the outfit, though.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're still there, but, like, they look so much better on the base color outfit. Yeah, let's go look at the base color. Little palette cleanser.
This one's just very pleasant to look at.
Yeah, like it's warm. Like it's pretty much like, even though they said the shirt has got red in it, it's really got a lot of yellow too. So it's very harmonized as a whole outfit. And you have actually complementary colors for yellow are purple. So you have the purple flowers, lots of yellows, warms. The teal is the kind of cool color in the whole warm ensemble, along with the purples. But you know, they all feel very balanced too. Like there's not too much of one color's not too bright over the other colors. They're all very balanced and in a way that feels appealing. And some of that sauce is missing from the other two color palettes. So like, I guess if you want to do like your own case study of how these color palettes work so well, like this would be a great one to do, because there's not really any other design elements to get in the way, because it's the exact same model each time, but it really does illustrate how well you can balance colors. And it's not just because this one has the natural color of the raccoon, because he's not as dark as his base color. You know, they have changed it, but it's really more about the balance of the colors, because the raspberry one is all like way too pink overall, and like there's some yellow, but the yellow harmony stops at the red shirt. Like I see the sash and the shorts as being harmonized, but then it doesn't want to mesh with the shirt like it does in the base one.
Yeah.
And the mustard yellow, I'm not sure if it goes with anything, because it's like when you get to mustard yellow, there's not red in it because it's not orange, right?
Yeah.
So there's no harmony with anything going on in the raspberry color, which is kind of a little bit of a red violet, but not a lot. So, you know, it's kind of a red toned a little bluish to get that kind of raspberry look to it, or at least toned down. So there's nothing to harmonize with the yellows. And then we go back to our blue raspberry raccoon. And this one is like, there was too much harmony overall, because the only color bands I see in the entire outfit that kind of contrast are this yellow sash with the ducky grenades and the bright pink hat. So all I see is, you know, blue shape and then pink band, yellow band. Whereas if I go over here, you know, what I see is a lot of light, like the values in the middle of the outfit are light. So like light band in the middle with a little bit of variety, because like the sash is a little bit darker in value. The shorts are a little bit darker, but not as dark as the sash. And the ducks are like bright, right? So there's a little bit of variety to move your eye around that outfit. It's harmonized by being all yellow. Yellow is shared by the brown, but the brown's more red, so it's darker too. And then you have these really fun pops of color, because everything is so neutral and balanced with value, that when you get to the parts where you have the teal gun, or the little teal things on his hat, or the bright purple flowers, they pop. Because they're using their complementary colors to pop them, or they're using the lack of, you know, competing color. It's just very nice. And we've seen other outfits too where you can do everything is super bright. You don't use the neutrals, but you know, the way you do that is you do kind of like what the blue outfit did, but you better control where you're putting your contrasting color. So you don't just have a weird yellow band and a weird red band. You know, you have everything blue, and then you're like, okay, I want to do a cool helmet around the person's face. I'll make that the pink thing. Or I want to do this cool V shape for the top of the chest and the pauldron, so I'm going to put that as the yellow area. And then making sure you balance them visually in either scale or value or saturation or some other method, repetition. And there's like a lot of different ways to dice that out, which is what makes design so hard, but yeah. I'm really I really do like bright color design, so I'm just kind of disappointed in how unbalanced the other two colorways are for this. Because I think, like, some of the other ones were not as successful that we've looked at for this outfit on other characters. But I think, like, I really like the ones that did the, okay, we're doing the same outfit, but now the flowers are orange, and we're going to match everything to orange. Or we're doing the same outfit again, but now the flowers are blue, and we're going to match everything to blue. And I think those ones were much more successful than what they did here. And surprisingly, none of the flowers actually are orange. They're, what was it? It was purple, then red, then blue. And I thought orange is like the typical, like at least what I think for like the tropical flowers is hibiscus, and you'll see how pink, orange, and I think they can come in purple or some other color, but yeah, orange is the one I usually think of quite a lot. It's a very popular color for that flower. But anyhow, this is obviously the best of the three.
Yeah.
By a long shot. Which is a shame. It's such a fun little design with the water and the other little things in it.
Alright, shall we move on to the final costume?
Oh wow, we're down to one now?
Yep.
Evil! That's cool though.
Speaking of big collars.
Right? The mouth collar.
Yep.
And he has little mouth rockets. That's fun. And the other hidden maws to behold.
There's teeth on the gun.
Nice. Ooh, I like how they have them stuck on there like they're just barely on the edge of the gun. Because the rest of the gun's entirely mechanical. Like, I forgot they do the ripple effect for these guys too. They really kept with kind of more of a classic shape to the eyes though. Like the symbiote kind of graphic design eyes.
Uh-huh.
I've seen them trying to mess around with it sometimes on other characters or whoever. It really depends on whoever's drawing, but I do like what they did with this one. So I remember reading about some of the original design ideas for the symbiotes, and it's when they did the arc where there was like a bunch of them, and they knew that like, okay, we're gonna make these guys all distinct. So they, what they did is because they're so the same shape that they're like, okay, each of these characters is gonna have one eye shape that is their eye shape and not anyone else's. So you know they'll be like, if it's this character, it'll have like this big spiral, and if it's this character, it'll be at this angle. And I thought that was pretty cool. So I really like the especially that it completes this kind of half moon shape because it has a little point upward at the start of the eye and then the little big spiral crease at the top. So it kind of creates another little middle shape in the negative space. I'm surprised they didn't give him more teeth in his mouth though.
Yeah, that's a
He
shame.
just has his regular rocket teeth. They're just like, instead of giving him a big symbiote face. It's kind of interesting seeing what else they did too, because it's a very, one color outfit. So they kind of did some things where they gave him some like kind of exoskeleton white bone looking things. And they're in very particular places to create some interesting shapes. But they're really simple reads too, because they're like, there's some supporting lines that support like these hoops around the hip and around the chest. But then the actual white area is this little dagger stripe. So when you kind of read them all together, you have like the big chest piece dagger stripes going down and then up. So it kind of creates this kind of like armor looking piece. I'm gonna wait till he quits moving. So we have one, and then small one, and then a third one on the hip. So it's like 1, 2, 3. And it's mirrored, so it's just 1, 2, 3, straight down. And that's a really simple thing to do, and it's just, there's a lot of little filigree, smaller stuff that supports that, and the differences of the gray and stuff, but they're really subtle, and they're really low value. They're making the simple read very simple, easy to read, and I think it looks really nice. Especially because they're kind of segmenting up some of his outfit as like a little bit of armor-like almost. He has little metal claws too now.
Yep. Well, on his toes anyway.
Yeah. I also just realized that he has some spikes on his arm too, so they're using some of the spikes to be a replacement for all the fur they took off. The way they did the tail feels gross, and it's amazing.
Yeah, it's the right kind of gross.
It's like a little insect pod wrapped up kind of thing.
Yep.
There's even one strand on the very end that's all like kind of loose, that's not animated. See, kind of hanging off there.
Yep.
These big veins and stuff, and it's all like pulsating and the raccoon's gonna burst forth at any moment. The rockets themselves are very creative. They're also pretty sparing with the whole maw design, which the teeth are gonna be one of the other high contrast things they can use, because the only colors on a symbiote like Venom are black, white, and red and teeth. And so I like how they're kind of using that pretty sparingly as a sort of texture treatment. Some of the teeth down here even have like little goop marks on them on the gun.
Yep.
And the red kind of, at this point, just becomes a big old spot color because everything else is so monochromatic. So around the collar and the mouth and stuff being red, it's really nice and eye-catching. I guess there's a little bit of teal here and there, but it's used very sparingly.
Yeah, that is one of the weird choices about the non-Venom symbiotes in this game, is they've all got like a teal thing on them, like a gemstone or whatever. And nobody's really sure why they did that. But it doesn't really detract from the costumes that much.
I just figured since on the gun too, there was just a nice little contrasting thing to use here and there. Mostly for like readability. It's in the lighting engine too, because you can see a lot of the highlights are teal.
Yeah. So what do you think of the maw collar?
it's really cool. I had someone gifted me a Funko Pop of Venom Groot that has a similar thing going on. It had like the maw collar.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you can't go wrong with it, right? It looks sick as hell. It's all meaty and gross and wiggly and bright red. It's a good design.
Mm-hmm.
I like how the red tubing on the gun looks kind of meaty and gross too.
Like veins, yeah.
Or sausage
like
or something.
Exposed veins.
Or intestines.
Yeah.
Goovery. I also just noticed that the little rocket things, they changed I think they changed the edges, because I think these are sharper than normal.
They are, yeah.
And there's a few other sharp little details.
Yeah, like, you moved right as I tried to point to it, Rocket.
That's okay.
This thing on the back here?
Yeah, I'm the only one who can see you point anyway. in this show, I'm the only one who can see you point. There's also a few little other spikies here and there, but it's very sparingly, and I think it's really nice that they put the bulk of them at the edge so the gun can just be a little messed up. But yeah, that's pretty fun. The gun's actually darker than he is, though. This is kind of interesting because it's like a very dark blue, dark steely gray. Which I kind of get, but I always think like sometimes it'd be interesting if the symbiotes were allowed to be darker, but it'd be probably a nightmare to balance the lighting if they did.
Yeah.
So I think very dark gray it is. Which we will therefore be calling black.
I mean, it's meant to represent blacks, so, you know.
But I want him to be Vanta black.
When we get to Venom, he's got a bunch of recolors. So it'll be interesting to see what you think of them.
I've heard of creamsicle Venom.
Yeah, anything else to say about this one?
I don't think so.
Just, that's rad.
I like it, and I think they did well with the repetition of the lines and things. There's not, like, again, it's like pretty much the same color. There's a little bit of the oil slick thing going on. But, it's, again, super subtle. And pretty much all the changes in gray are really subtle. There's, like, a little bit of a kind of purpley gray in the center of his body and arms and things that's a little bit more saturated than the other dark grays. But it's supposed to be very low-key, so you're not supposed to notice it.
Uh-huh.
But it gives a little bit of variety to the body, so he's not just, like, entirely the same shade of gray the whole way through. That's very nice.
All right, well, that's all the costumes. However, I go live in 15 minutes, so we're going to hold off on the MVPs and you picking your favorite costume until after I stream.
Oh, so I can forget all of them? Good.
Had to take a second take on that sigh so it was more audible. But yeah, we will be back in 5 seconds for you guys and in a few hours for real time.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. It's been 30 seconds for you guys and about 5.5 hours for us. I streamed, I watched the Sony State of Play, and now we're back to do the final bit of the Rocket Raccoon video, which is the MVPs. Nope, not that one, that one. Where's the default one? No, where's the default one? Ah, there we go.
Oh, it's not in the order that they are normally. Oh my gosh, what a gremlin. Oh, you know what? The gun is still animated in the final. It's got a flame effect.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the default MVPs are all like 3D model animations in their final frame. It's weird that it's not paused, though.
Yeah, that's like the first thing I noticed is little flame flickering going. Also interesting to me that they decided to have the gun backwards for the final pose. But it's still really fun. I like the amount of movement. How did they get... Oh, do you think suppose the background is like a 2D texture? Because I'm like, how did they get the swishies then? In the outline, if it's just a 3D model. Weird.
Yeah.
But still very fun, final animation.
Alright. Up next... Guardians of the Galaxy. Nope. Shit, where's the Guardians of the Galaxy? There we go.
I am Groot. That's a fun one, especially having them him in the ship. It's very low key though.
Yeah.
That's because like the movie version of him is so crass and you know he's not very friendly, and this is just like this guy seems like a cool dude.
This MVP final frame is giving you a look, and it's bugging me a little.
Let the furries have this. No, I just mean like it has more of like a smug, like cool look to it, and like I always thought his character, even in the films, was more of an unhinged kind of look. You know, like his latches are hinged in this version of him. He just happens to be a raccoon. I would trust him with my money.
Now he'd be insulted.
I know, right? That's why I was like, when I say like he's a lot cleaner looking in this version, it's still nice, but I'm just like, where's his scrungle? He should be all scraggly. And scrungy. Anyway.
Alright, how about the panda one?
Oh, do I have to?
Yes, at least once.
And the final doesn't even really match with the animation either. Kinda. I mean, it kind of is loosely, but usually they do the final pose, like, they transition directly into it, more or less.
Yeah.
And this one lacks a lot of punch to it.
Also, what's the logic between him shooting at the candles and then being surprised that they explode?
Yeah, that they're gonna go off, and he's like over here trying to presumably put them out. But then you get the actual final animation, and it just looks like he's happy to, you know, be there in a celebration. Fireworks going on, which are already going off in the background anyway.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it would have made sense if there was like another critter or something, you know, to protect.
Yeah, this isn't a good one.
Yeah, it's really hard to make sense of this one, because, like, I want it to be fun, but it's just really weird.
Yeah.
You know, they should have made a panda. I forget her name. Has the demon version of her.
Magic?
Magic's demon should have been a cool giant panda thing. That would have been sick.
Ha!
Don't you think? And then she could have the cute, like, panda themed or bamboo themed outfit. Oh, she could have been the bamboo themed outfit, and then when she transforms, it turns into a panda creature thing.
That would be interesting.
A lot better than whatever happened here.
Yeah.
But anyway, we don't have to look at it anymore, right?
Yeah.
Yay.
All right. So, Thieves Guild.
That one's really fun.
Mm-hmm.
Also interesting that they chose a different prop that's not his gun. And it's really fast. This almost makes him look like he has little whiskers, though. Like a little mustache. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but it is very fun.
It is fun. It might be on purpose. The brushstrokes generally look like they're trying to make him look like he has a mustache.
The extra flare on the, like, goggles, too, is a nice little extra. Gives it actually a nice counterbalance to the big flame effect from the rockets.
Mm-hmm.
As far as, like, the movement of things. Also, got a great job, special effects team, because that explosion is so satisfying. The one, like, right here. Like, that just feels nice. Also, a cool angle, I just realized, because it's looking straight at the ground.
Yeah.
From that bird's eye. It's a fun thing you can do with angles. And that's a really pretty basic angle to draw, because when you look at bird's eye, you've just turned your perspective back into a one-point perspective. So you don't have to work on, like, all these three-point stuff or anything anymore. It's very nice sometimes. Alright.
Okay. Christmas one.
He is tiny. Oh. That's a weird pose because it doesn't really show off almost all the red in the outfit. It's really dynamic though. We even toned down the red on the gun.
I'm not gonna lie, I've never actually seen this one before.
Yeah, I like all the movement up until then though, like flying around on the gun is cute and like the firework cannon thing going on. But this almost seeks to hide all the red, vibrant, you know, Christmassy stuff about it. Don't you think? Like, I would have at least thought the hat or something would have been more evident in the final spot illustration.
Yeah.
And there's kind of this weird shape with the feet. Like, they're kind of cupping the gun. And I know they're trying to do, like, this, like, him flying forward thing. But it feels a little awkward, visually to me. Like, I think it would have been, at least to me, more... I think it sounds like something I would struggle with sometimes when drawing limbs in perspective. Is you draw one limb really good in perspective, and then you're like, ugh, another leg. So you decide, oh, let's just tilt that leg back. So it makes him look like he's kind of doing a little flip spiral, but it kind of also flattens the forward perspective of that foot coming forward. And him, like, leaning back, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it kind of, like, you have this great perspective, and then it flattens it back again and makes a really kind of awkward line of action. I think it might have been a little better if they had kept that secondary leg also forward. And kept with like this line of action a little bit more. But it's not terrible by any means. It just seems, it feels awkward.
Yeah.
There's something like a circle happening here, and it's like, that's not, I think, where your eyes should be going with the feet. It should be like, you see the foot forward, you know, it's the closest thing to us, and then that line of action should somehow wrap us back up to the face. I do like all the animation leading up to it, though. I think the spot illustration is just a little weak.
Yeah. It does mean we get a good look at the ornaments inside the gun, though.
Yeah. Just barely, though. It really is super hard to see them, though.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny that they modeled them so much when you can barely see them.
Yeah.
So I think there might be little Santa Claus ornaments, but it's really hard to tell. Anyhow.
All right, up next, we've got Bounty Hunter.
Ooh, shoots up his wanted poster.
I like the motion of him kicking the gun to get it to get up in the air again.
Yeah, he like has it. And it does like a cool flip. I also just like the impact of the movements too, because it's like the weight of it and stuff, and the way. This is one of the ones that has a nice movements too, because they show the gun is like a big solid rectangle, and then it does a full spin before he picks it up after kicking it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a bit of an impact shake too when he kicks it. It's like, it's just really fast. Yeah, it's when the gun opens is a shake.
Mm.
A lot of little nice subtle stuff that makes it really weighty. Like boom, weighty. It's something about that little camera shake as the gun kind of opens up that makes it feel heavy. Like the gun itself had made like the camera shake. Anywho.
All right, up next we have the beach outfit.
That is very Rocket Raccoon.
Not the MVP you expected to get out of the beach outfit, is it?
No, not really. It's like an Ocean's 11 walk away from the explosion kind of kind of vibe to it. And I just realized he's playing with one of the little jetpacky things too. That's kind of a fun detail too, because it makes it feel like it's a modular thing that he could like, you know, pop off the back of that thing rather than an actual jetpack. That's a really good one, honestly.
And finally, Venomized one.
Ew. I was gonna say, I really like the use of color in this, especially with the color reflecting off the symbiote. That one's interesting. Especially for one that doesn't have a lot of action in it.
Yeah.
I was gonna go with the beach one, but I really like this one for what they did with so little.
Yeah.
Also, I think it adds a bit to the character too, because like you know, you see normally this outfit that's like, you know, his boosters are going off and stuff, but this shows like a cooperation between Rocket and the symbiote in a really interesting way, and some kind of like setting or situation that kind of left up to the imagination. But I really like that one, and I wouldn't think a symbiote one was going to be that colorful with the galaxy behind them and them using the lighting to make the surface of the skin look more interesting. That one's really cool.
Mm-hmm. It's really funny too if you're wearing this costume and you get the conversation between Venom and Rocket, because he says he hates symbiotes and tells Venom to not drip any protoplasm on his fur.
Too late.
Too late. So I take it that's your favorite?
Yeah. That one's pretty cool.
All right. And on to the costumes. Do you need to cycle through them once to remind yourself?
No, this is actually I had one that I really liked right off the bat.
Yeah.
That really stuck out from all the other ones, and it's the Western one towards the top. I just think that one's really nice.
Yeah, it is.
I also think I liked it on a aspect of that it gave something to the character that was different, but also the design is also very cohesive. Because there's some that are like pretty fun, but like there is something that actually feels kind of nice about a Western themed Rocket, because he is already a space vigilante.
Mm-hmm.
And so to put him in like a different genre that has a similar character vibe is, I think, pretty fun. And I think the design of this outfit with a lot of the subtle neutrals between the warm and cool grays and the really vibrant orange on the fur is just really fun. Makes it feel like very cinnamony, hot, spicy, like he's in some kind of similar environment, even though they don't really draw him in a Western setting, because like the background of the MVP is like non-existent, right?
Yeah.
But just by the color palette and like the hotness of the color itself, like I can just imagine like the other characters in this set matching that color scheme of this like very burnt orange, warm template. I kind of wanted to see Groot again when you mentioned that they were supposed to be paired together, because it's been so long, I kind of don't remember it that much.
Let's see, where is he? Here.
Where was this one?
Yep.
Oh yeah, this is the one I thought was kind of neat because of all the carvings and stuff they did in it. And the fact that he still looks kind of like wood. Because that was kind of hit or miss. And when we did the Groot section. But yeah, that'd be cool to see those two together in this kind of scene.
Rocket and Groot have a team up where Rocket can ride on Groot's shoulder. And it's not very useful because it puts Rocket in the middle of combat where he really, really, really doesn't want to be most of the time. But it would be interesting to see the two put together. All right, so that's Rocket Raccoon. Up next is Rogue.
Ooh. She was always my favorite from like the early series.
That's going to be a short one because she came out like less than 6 months ago, or no, less than 7 months ago, and she hasn't gotten that many costumes. But that'll be a fun one, I think.
Yeah. The other one I liked a lot was Jubilee.
Rumors are she's coming in the next couple seasons.
Yeah.
I wonder if she'll be a vampire.
Yeah, I forgot they kind of did that with her. I just really liked the little sparkle powers and the giant yellow coat. She was fun.
But yeah, that's Rocket Raccoon. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. And we will see you next time.
Bye.
Testing.
Testing. Hello.
Testing. Hello.
You put the mic way over here this time.
Okay, we can move it.
We're testing though. I'll be the loud one and you'll be so far away. Away.
There we go. How's that?
Away.
Testing.
Away. Away.
Away.
Away. Ah.
Mwah.
Mwah.